moving in this direction, what would be, aside from supporting this legislation that needs to be passed, what would be the first steps for companies to take?
Well, you say for companies to take.
Or for organizations to take to get started in this?
Yeah. Well, I always believe the first step is fact-finding, and I think you've already taken the first step because you've started to find the facts. And I think it's useful to share within your own governance structure that this opportunity, may be, one, it's out there, and two, it may be useful. I'm not a great believer in a one-size-fits-all solution. I think, where this fits, it's great, and lots of places it won't fit. And then there are other strategies and tactics that should be explored. But I think the whole notion of, is yours a nonprofit organization? It's a for-profit organization? Is it a social, I have to quiz you to know where I'm asking. Is it a social purpose? Yeah, it's a social purpose business, yeah. Well, then really the compartment within which this conversation would fit for you, I think, is capital formation. How do you grow your business? Where is inexpensive or free capital? If in fact you have a need for capital, if in fact your strategic direction demands capital, it's really a case of specifying what your goals are and seeking advice about how best to achieve them. But I think social purpose businesses will be greatly encouraged by this opportunity, and my hope is that lots of people who otherwise would shy away from social purpose entrepreneurship will now consider it because there is a means to fund it without fighting for grants that are becoming harder and harder to get, and without trying to get loans from banks that aren't giving loans to anybody. So this is a new world. All you have to do is jump on board. Other questions? Yes.
So this is going to make it so that a lot more people are going after foundation money. Is that going to make it more challenging to actually get those grants for the 501c3s since it won't be as appealing as a for-profit?
More appealing to whom?
The foundation. Is it going to be harder for not-for-profits?
Well, let me kind of put this in context for you. Last I saw, Illinois foundations alone, disregarding the other 49 states and the Indian reservations, had $23.5 billion in assets within Illinois foundations. Those foundations were required by law to kick out 5% of that number every year, either as a grant or a program-related investment or some combination thereof. My guess is there's lots of supply right now. And when the supply exceeds the demand, that will tell me that we've really used this opportunity as it was intended. But those of you who take advantage of it now, I think will have little difficulty in finding foundations, because multiply that number. I know obviously some states are larger and some are smaller, but something in that order of magnitude times, call it 50. We're talking about an enormous corpus of which 5% has to be kicked out every year. So I think that's an extraordinary opportunity, and obviously different foundations will have different views on the subject. Different social purpose businesses will too. That's why they make chocolate and vanilla. But I think there'll be ample dollars available for those who wish them and have legitimate business opportunities to present.
Right. Is the membership interest in the foundation limited to one not-for-profit?
No. No. I see this as something where there will likely be tag-along investors. One foundation, for example, may do the due diligence, say, hey, this is great. We'll come in for X dollars. Given the way foundation boards are interlocking or travel in the same circles at least, they may assist in bringing in other investment capital from other foundations. Or if not, the social purpose business may invite others to do the same. No, there are very few rules in terms of how this thing gets designed. It's really totally a function of what the need is and what the benefit everybody's after, how it best can be developed. But yeah, multiple foundations, multiple private sector players, lots of different ways. It could be very simple, it could be very complex, and anywhere in between. Anything else? Yes. John?
Yeah, I'd like to just make a comment that our organization has started and run social ventures over the years, and we've always run them in the context of a 501c3 not-for-profit. And we've gotten as high as 7 million in sales, and yet we've always had a terribly difficult time capitalizing expansion. If we run heavy internal profits, to capitalize expansion, then it's almost impossible to raise funds for case management or training or anything, because we're very profitable in the eyes of the foundation community. And so we're looking at this L3C situation as a way to actually do the kinds of things we've been doing, but leverage the foundation capital and use it to bring other players to the table that we never would have had access to in terms of equity investments.
That's exactly what it's for. Thanks, John. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Seeing none? Oh, yes?
Yeah, I gotta say this publicly. Your presentation was great. I've been to prior ones.
Thank you.
You're really good. You're really good, Mark.
Thank you very much. Tell your friends. Oh, you already did? You're very kind.
Mark, I would recommend, there's a lot of people here that are with very interesting backgrounds. This is a unique opportunity for each of you to network and get to know each other, because we all run in similar spaces. So I would get a drink, shake a few hands.
And I'd like to thank you all for coming today, and especially Jen, for being gracious to attend. Thanks very much. And the bar remains open.